What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the Butler Did It. I'm your host, Adam Butler, back with another episode. Thank you so kindly for being here, man. So first and foremost, May the 4th be with you. Happy May the 4th. Shouts out to all my Star Wars blurs out there, man. I hope you're having the best day ever. Obviously, I'm recording this on May 4th. Hope you're having the best day ever. I hope you all are enjoying it. I hope you're cosplaying, doing whatever. I think I'm going to throw on some Star Wars stuff a little bit later, man. I'm just going to enjoy my day. I'm definitely going to watch a movie because that's what it's for, man. And for all my black men out there, black boy joy. Black boy joy. We're going to get into that a little bit later. I'm going to break that down a little bit more, a little bit later, okay? But just know today is a day of joy. If this is what you into, find some peace, find some happiness with that, man, because that's what it's all about. We should be having fun just like everybody else. Again, we'll talk about that a little bit later, okay? I do want to start the show off by, I don't usually do like internet gossip and stuff like that. And if I do, I try to flip it into something. So I'm going to have to talk about this Eboni K Williams thing and the whole dating the bus driver and the Yana Van Zant thing. And we're going to get into that. This is a conversation that's been bothering me a little bit. But I will explain why. But before I do that, I do want to say, and I won't get into it. I just want to say thank you to everybody out there that shared kind words with me and my family over the past week. We definitely noticed. Thank you to everybody that's been supporting the family over the past week or so. I will talk about it more in a future episode. I just have to get my head to that place. I'm not there yet. Okay. But, I will. And I have been given, blessings to do so. So the blessing to do so. So I will. But right now, I just want to say anyone that follows me, you probably understand what I'm talking about. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And thank you on behalf of my family. I really appreciate that. Okay. Now, got that out the way. Okay. Let's jump into this conversation about Miss Eboni K Williams and unfortunately her dating preference. Here's a clip.
So before I tell you my thoughts, let's replay the clip that had some of y'all deep into your feelings. I do want you to speak, Ayanla, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if
a bus
he owns
driver?
the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Okay. So I'm going to address this in two quick parts. We're going to talk about her initial reaction to this and Mrs. Ayana. And then we're going to talk about her response a little bit later, which was the one that actually bothered me. Okay. So Eboni K Williams does not want to date a bus driver. She would prefer that the person that she dates own the bus, right? What I get from that is she would prefer someone that is an entrepreneur, someone that's making longer money. Let's just be really blunt, okay? Someone that's making longer money than what she perceives a bus driver makes, than what she thinks a bus driver makes. She wants somebody that is in a different tax bracket. My question to the people that are upset by this and the people, especially my brothers out there that are reacting to this and going crazy over this is, why do you care? Here's what you need to know. Here's the plain and simple about what she said. If you're a bus driver, don't ask her out. Is that the end of the world to you? Is that the end of the world to you? Why does it matter to you what her dating preference is? And I'm not defending her. I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to help my brothers understand is that Not everything and everyone is for you. Okay, she prefers someone that's in a totally different tax bracket. This woman was on the Real Housewives of New York, I think. She's a television personality. So much so that she's interviewing Ayanna Von Zant. You know who this person is. You know her name. She's a celebrity. Whether she's A-list, B-list, C-list, I don't know. The point is she's a celebrity. Of course she's going to want a different standard. Of course. Now, the point is, to me, the real problem is the conversation and the question that was asked. I'm going to have to read this, okay? Basically, she asked Ayanna Von Zant, how do we position ourselves in our divinity when some black men are not in the position to protect nor provide? Right? Now, it was a wordy question. That was a nice little summary of what she asked, right? But again, how do we position ourselves in our divinity when some black men are not in the position to protect nor provide? Von Zant responds, as you heard in the clip, would you date a bus driver? Williams replies, if he owns the bus, if he owns it. And then Ayanna said, that's the problem. Because the standards and prerequisites, the standards and criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in society. So this is this whole in the disconnect thing that if you've been following me, I've been trying to solve that puzzle just within my own life and just on the public stage for well over a decade now. I'll be honest with you. I'm actually getting to the point where I'm sadly thinking that it can't be solved. I can't lose hope though. I can't lose complete hope, but I am wondering if this is a overblown issue that is more about the individual than about the whole. There was a time where I believed that the marriage statistics in the black community were vitally important, that the low marriage rates meant a whole bunch about the black community, and that the circles that I traveled in and the way I heard black men and black women talking about each other was representative of the entire culture. And then I got older, and then I had more life experience. And then eventually I got married. And then eventually I was surrounded by other black married couples. Almost everyone I hang with at this point, with the exception of a few of my very old and dear friends, are married. My circle is full of married people, beautiful black married couples from all sorts of economic backgrounds. I have black friends, black married couple friends that are very wealthy. I have black married couple friends who are still trying to figure it out. I have black married couple friends where one of them is making a significantly more, making significantly more money than their partner. And that goes for a man in one situation and a woman in another situation. I have black friends and black married couple friends that are living all sorts of lives. Okay. But the point is, I'm surrounded by black, happily married people that love on their spouse, that have true partnerships, that accept their partner for what they are, that are raising children, that are anchoring families, all sorts of stuff. I have friends that are divorced. I can go on and on and on. My point is, sometimes we get focused on the one person that can spew out negativity. Now, I don't want to backtrack to personalize this a bit. I don't want to backtrack on all of the work that I did throughout the 2010s. I still have a movie, I'm Single Because. Go check it out. It's on Facebook and YouTube. I still have a movie that I'm very proud of. But that movie is based on outdated data and was birthed from the fury of a Steve Harvey book, from my anger with a Steve Harvey book. We allowed Steve Harvey to tell us what all black men and women were doing and what black women should do about black men. Now, there's plenty of single people out there. And for some single people, that's a frustrating space. When I was single, I was in a frustrating space. When you date, you meet all sorts of people. You meet people that are most of the time, you meet people that are just a total waste of time. Every now and then you meet somebody you really like. You might even fall in love with them and they may break your heart. This can cause you to have a viewpoint on the opposite sex. And this goes for men and women that is negative. I had a Facebook group. A lot of you that listen to this show remember the Facebook group. Ultimately, what that Facebook group turned into was a large dating pool. My boy used to call it baby Twitter. It turned into a large dating pool in a venting space for people to just basically argue and unleash their issues with the opposite sex. And for me, I thought this is what black people think about each other. I'm saying all this to say the question she's asking is stupid. That's what that word salad just was. The question that Miss Williams was asking to Miss or Mrs. Van Zon, I'm not sure if Ayanna's, but I can't remember, was stupid. Obviously, there's a man out there that's in the tax bracket that she would like him to be in, a black man that's in the tax bracket that she would like him to be in for her to feel comfortable. The response to her from Ayanna Van Zant, God bless her, was stupid. Why are you asking her, of all people? It's a gotcha question. Ayanna Van Zant did that a lot on her show, and I'm not being disrespectful to Ayanna. I would love for Ayanna to come on this show, honestly. I'm not being disrespectful to Ayanna, but she knows what she's doing. Sometimes we ask gotcha questions to make the bigger point. Now, she was trying to use this woman to make the bigger point about what she thinks women in general do. But we have to stop we have to stop generalizing these things. You cannot. What people want from the opposite sex, especially black people, is on an individual basis. Some women are more than happy to date a bus driver. There are plenty of women that are married to bus drivers right now. Plenty of black women are married to bus drivers or metro car drivers or truck drivers or mailmen or UPS drivers. Blue collar dudes are married all the time. So what I would say to fellas is stop worrying about that. Somebody will date you. Plenty of people will date you. We know you make good money. We know you got good health insurance. Why are you trying to prove it to her? One woman that don't want you. And that's her right to not want you. It's fine. Black women, don't apologize about what you want. Guess what? My wife wanted a certain thing before she met me. And I was going to have to live up to that if I wanted to be with her. I wanted to be with her. Luckily, we were equally yoked. And things are working out fine. Did she make some adjustments? Maybe. I don't know. Point is, I know what she wants, and I knew what she wanted. Trust and believe my wife ain't taking it easy on me. So what is the issue here? One black woman on planet Earth expressed that she would rather date the person that owns the fleet of buses, I guess. Stated that she wants to feel, and I want to get it again. She wants someone that can meet the standards and prerequisites. Excuse me, I'm sorry. She wants someone that's going to be in the position to protect and provide for her. That's going to help her maintain the lifestyle that she has built for herself. This woman's been on Housewives. I believe she's a lawyer. She's a media personality. I'm sure she's making pretty good money. She's built a particular lifestyle for herself that she wants to maintain. That's her prerogative. Why do you care? Bus driver, UPS driver, podcast host, teacher, A-list actor, NBA player. Why do you care? We got to get out of this space of we judging women. You know, now I'm about to step on some glass. I hardly ever spoke out about like the whole Kevin Samuels thing, and God rest him. Okay. God rest him. Whether I liked his content or not has nothing to do with whether he should still be on earth or not. Okay. God rest that man and God bless his family. But when it came to his content, I wasn't always the biggest fan because it always broke things down into this, whether you're a high value man or high value woman. And we sort of just based marriage off of that. We based relationships off of that. Relationships are so much more than that. I do understand as a married man that there's a lot of business that comes with marriage. There's a lot of mixing money and paying taxes and paying bills, and everybody's got to hold their own and taking care of kids. I get it. And there's a lot of hard conversations that happen when it comes to money. I understand that. But you don't get married for those things. You don't. If you're trying to break it down into some sort of science, and now I'll broaden it from Kevin Samuels and I'll just take it to relationship podcasts and relationship experts. If you're out here trying to break it down into some type of algorithm on how to trick somebody essentially into being with you, you're a liar. You know it don't work. And that's how you get hyper focused on one woman who had the nerve to say what she wants, whether it sounds dumb or not. And whether the question she asked Ayanna was silly and whether Ayanna's response was goofy too, in my opinion, it don't matter. That's what she wants. That's the bottom line. My response would have been to her, yeah, I feel you. That's what you want. That's what you want. There's women out here dating unemployed men because they understand and they know, and married to unemployed men because they understand and they know, hey, this man has value and I know and I believe in him and I know what he's trying to do. There's men out here that are married to women that are still in school, still trying to get their degree, still trying to be a hairdresser's apprentice or whatever. And I'm not knocking any of that. What I'm trying to say is that you get with a person, you marry a person because you value that person and you believe in them. And you love them, hopefully. If I sound naive, then I'm sorry. But I don't care if this woman wants to date a bus driver or not. She probably don't. Listen, I'm married anyway, but if I was single, she probably wouldn't want to date a podcaster that's trying to build it up. So what? Somebody would. My wife got with me when I was still at BuzzFeed, still trying to figure it out. Now, really quickly, let's get into this response. Really quickly, check this out.
And I don't really care if you're hurt or offended by it. And since some of y'all are already big mad, let me go ahead and make you incensed. So out of the 50,000 plus comments posted on social, I only saw a handful that even considered the possibility of a bus owner being a more aspirational position and recognizing that I am actually speaking and pouring into the ascension of black men when I said what I said. But see, no, some of y'all were too busy naming and shaming me personally and black women in general as undesirable, gold diggers, and much worse. Now, I suspect that some of y'all are the same men that were bringing home C's and D's on your report cards, only to then be coddled by parents that said, well, that's okay, as long as you're doing your best. Well, listen, I love and believe in the excellence of black men. So no, my dear, C's and D's or any other form of mediocrity is not okay. No, I will not create a soft place for you or anybody that I love to fall comfortably into the bigotry of low expectations. So I'm going to say one more time, there's absolutely nothing wrong with driving a bus. My mother Gloria drove one for years. But could it be that black America has been sold a narrative of average, regular, and typical being good enough for us? Well, see, that's called white supremacy. And in this case, it takes the form of conditioning Black Americans to happily accept being a permanent American underclass.
Okay, so now we into classism. And this is why I say don't worry about what she wants and who she would date, because that was an extremely classist response. Somebody making C's and D's and underachieving and all that. So again, that tells me, and this is her prerogative, that her value system is someone that can provide for her, someone that can elevate her life financially. Okay. And that's fine. And I'm not saying she's a gold digger. What I'm saying is she wants somebody that can keep pace with her on the grind and on the hustle as a businesswoman. That's fine. That's fine. But homie, that's your preference. That's what you believe in. That is not an indictment on the Black community. There's nothing wrong with being a bus driver. There's nothing wrong with working a blue collar job. There's nothing wrong for a man or a woman to just work a job, to have a job, to just work. Some people got C's and D's in school. Fine. What are they doing with their life now? You want to equate that to a dude sitting on the couch playing video games? Another something Ayana brought up too, which is okay, whatever. The guy playing video games. We're going to talk about Black Boy Joy in a bit. The guy playing video games is always the go-to. Sure. Okay, fine. All right. Yeah. You should definitely be a black man. You should definitely not be sitting around playing video games all day and not take care of your responsibilities. Boom. Hey, people, you should not be sitting around doing nothing all day, not taking care of your responsibilities. Boom. But that is not indictment on the entire Black community. In fact, you're making and participating in a giant stereotype about Black people, in particular Black men. See, no one needs you to motivate us. No one. Like what you like, date with who you want to date, and keep it moving. I'm sorry you've been having a bad week, and I am defending you on that one, because no one should care about who you would and wouldn't date, honestly. It should not have set people off. I shouldn't be talking about it on this show. I wouldn't be talking about it on this show if it wasn't such a big controversy. You get to want who you want. You get to like who you like. You get to have any preference that you want. It's not in this, again, does not represent all Black women. And nor does the guy that drive the bus. Wait, first and foremost, it's not a negative thing. And two, even if you perceive it as a negative thing, it's not a representation of all Black men. Take your statistics and throw them out the window. What I learned, and the point I'm trying to make here, is I operated off statistics and this number of Black men this and this number of Black women are unmarried in single parent households and all that. It's all crap. It's all crap. Look around and see what you see. I bet you if you look at your circle, you see a bunch of successful Black men in your circle. When I changed my circle, like I mentioned before, I saw a bunch of successful, healthy Black families and Black marriages. I live on a block where my entire row is nothing but Black people, Black married people, and then the ones that aren't are still successful and still thriving and taking care of their family, men and women. So let's stop this. If you want to stop operating in white supremacy and all this you talking about, then stop spewing stereotypes. Stop judging your own. Like what you like and keep it moving. And that goes for her and anybody else that talk like this. I'm actually sick of seeing Black people talk down on each other for no reason. That is white supremacy. That's you believing that there's something wrong with the people around you, when there isn't. Look around you. I bet you see a bunch of dope people. That's your example right there, not some census. And I'm going to leave it be because I want to talk about Black Boy Joy, so we're going to get into that, all right? Let me know what you think about this subject. Let me know what you think about this topic. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know. Let's talk about some Black Boy Joy. All right, man. Like I said, it's May the 4th. It's a dope day. I enjoy days like this. It's all about geek culture and nerd culture and enjoying yourself, being your most authentic self. My wife's going to hate that I said that. I couldn't find a better way to frame it. That's an inside thing too. But I want to talk about Black Boy Joy for a minute, man, just for a moment, because days like this make me think about how it's okay to break those stereotypes that I was just talking about earlier, those stereotypes that Black people, especially Black men, are just these, closed off, super cool, too cool for school, stressed out beings. A lot of times we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. Black women feel pressure all the time. Black men do too. Again, we just had a whole subject about how a black man who just has a job that he probably enjoys is not good enough. And people got into an entire debate about that. How a C or a D student, a B student, whatever, and this, that, blah, 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 blah. It's a lot of pressure on black people to live up to something that frankly, some Americans don't have to live up to at all. I can't speak to other cultures, other ethnicities. I know that we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to live up to other people. And for black men, you got to be able to find some joy. Here's what is true. You want to go to statistics. Hypertension, heart disease, strokes, general stress and suicide, by the way, are running rapid within the black community, within black men, amongst black men, excuse me. So when I hear the term black boy joy, and I think about all of the roadblocks that are in front of black men and had been in front of black men for the majority of our lives, I'm asking you to start breaking those walls down. Find that joy, whether it be in your job. I know people that are personal trainers. I know people that are landscapers. Find joy in your work. If that's what you love doing, then more power to you. I love doing this. Go ask my wife. I love being up in the studio. I love recording. I love recording What Are Those show. I love recording Butler Did It. I love recording Gov Exec, which is like my 9 to 5. I'm blessed to be able to do the thing I love and be able to provide for my family. I love buying sneakers. I love watching Marvel. I love watching Game of Thrones. I love geeking out on YouTube videos that explain what happened in the latest Marvel movie and what's going on with Daemon Targaryen. That's joy. I love being around my family. I love taking time, and when my work day is over, I love going downstairs and just spending the rest of the day with my family, with my wife, with my children. Joy comes in many forms, but you best find it. There's going to be a bunch of people out here, we just talked about it, that are going to be telling you how you should live. Don't let them. Be proud of yourself. Make sure your family is as proud of you as they can be. And that's the best you can do. I was going to do this entire show about Black Boy Joy. I really was. Let me just go ahead and tell you. I did like 5 takes of this show. That's why it's coming out late today. I was just going to talk about Black Boy Joy. I was going to try to define Black Boy Joy, all this stuff. I mean, I can't. Black Boy Joy is however you define it, black man. Whatever it is. Cutting the grass may be your joy. Collecting Fungo Pops may be your joy. Watching soaps. My uncle likes to watch soap operas and watch Westerns. That's his joy. He didn't figure it out. He figured that out 30, 40 years ago. Whatever it is, you must maintain your mental health, because if you're going to be on social media, there's going to be a bunch of people trying to tell you what you should do to be a proper black man. I say, fuck that. And I meant that. That's why I wanted to talk about the stupid bus driver thing, because these conversations frustrate me, and you probably heard it in my voice during the show. So be you, black man. Be yourself, your true self, your true authentic self. Okay? Practice Black Boy Joy. Start today with May the 4th. Go ahead and watch your Star Wars movie, man. If you're not into Star Wars or don't know nothing about Star Wars, go ahead and start. Today's the perfect day to do it. Find some joy. A lot of us find joy in that. Buy you a pair of sneakers. I do it all the time. I bought myself a pair and my daughter a pair. They both come in a couple of days. I can't wait to match with her. That's joy for me. Then I'm going to go for a walk, a long walk. I'm going to go enjoy my city because I can, because I'm blessed enough to be able to do it. That's joy for me. Find that for yourself, black man. I want that for you. Okay? All right. Listen, have you smelled your hair today? Does your hair smell like outside? You need to go get Lock Juice and spray your braids or your locks, afro, or even your beard. Lock Juice is a natural hair freshener made with rose water and essential oils. Perfect for adding moisture and shine. Lock Juice has 12 scents available for all hair types, including herbal, sweet, and earthy scents. Right now you can go to getlockjuice.com. That's getlockjuice.com today and get 25% off while supplies last. All right, let me go ahead and close this out, man. I thank you so much, man. Again, I thank everybody for the kind words. I really appreciate that. I thank you for sitting through this one. I was a little edgier today. I apologize, but just certain things, we've been talking about for years, and it's just getting old. It's getting old, man. So I hope we can begin to transition from that, man. And remember what I said about Black Boy Joy, black men, and for black women that care about black men, man, it's super important. Super important. I know you want to allow that man to find that joy. That joy may look different to you. It may look weird to you. You may not understand it. As long as it's not hurting anybody, let them have it. And the same goes for you, black woman. Find your black girl joy. Is that a saying? Whatever. Anyway, find your joy. Find your happy place. All right. I want that for all of you, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, if you want to check out my other podcasts, the What Are Those podcasts, go ahead on the Up On Game Network, search Up On Game Network on all podcasting platforms or on YouTube, and you can check out the latest episode of What Are Those, man. I love talking about sneakers. Again, joy. I'm repeating myself at this point. That's my joy. All right. Okay. If you want to follow me, follow MSR_Adam, MSR_Adam. That's where you can find all things Butler Did It, TikToks, Reels, social media, YouTube, all of that, man. Remember to subscribe to the show. All right. Please subscribe to my YouTube. Please subscribe to all podcasting platforms that you may listen to. Do that for me. All right. It helps with the algorithm. Subscribe, rate, and review the show on podcasting platforms. And of course, rate and review the show on YouTube. It really, really helps, man. Thank you all for all the comments and all the engagement. I appreciate you all, man. Remember to mind your mental health. That's always the theme of this show. Mind your mental health, okay? Mind your physical health as well, all right? And please never, ever forget and always continue to be great. I'm up out of here. Peace.